Welcome back to Alchemy Factory, everybody. In the last episode, we set up the Jupiter factory, and off camera, I've kind of been working on redesigning the shop here. I've been under the weather the past couple days, and so I wasn't able to record, but I just kind of sat down and just built a little bit. I wanted to get something done while I was under the weather. I hope my voice isn't too bad today. I do feel a lot better now. I hope you all are doing well today. So I redesigned the storefront here, and essentially I've got redesigned all the little catapults and everything where everything comes in at. I redesigned the coin belt that's going around the factory floor. So it's no longer going up and over the doorway right here. I've got it going behind, tucked behind all the display shelves. And, rework the factory a little bit. I had to, well, not the factory, but I did have to rework the lines to kind of get everything into our new conveyor system. It needs to be tidied up just a bit, but I think overall it works well. I didn't have to do this, but I took this up and over the doorway just to make it a little cleaner. It doesn't do anything if you step on the conveyor belts, like nothing happens. It doesn't disrupt anything. I just thought it would look neater with it going up and over the over the doorway. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But it's just an aesthetic thing for me. And then, got all the conveyor belts. We have a little more shop space right here. And I don't know if you saw at the beginning, but I've got these new Relic shelves here. Somebody bought the Relic I had. I had a Jupiter displayed for sale, and they make a ton of money when they sell. We'll get to that in just a second. I reworked my coin system here, so I've just got one cash register coming down, converting it into silver coins, and it goes along the box. If I ever have any copper coins in my inventory from doing quests and stuff, I can drop them into this box. They get turned into silver coins and then fed through the line. It goes all through the factory, comes back on this side, and then I feed this line up into the top for the second floor for coins up there, and it looks like it's actually backed up right now, so I guess that line is all full of coins. That's good. Let me take a look at that, and I wanted to take a look at this Jupiter today. I started working on revisiting this Jupiter line. I wanted to tighten it up a bit, wanted to make it a little cleaner, and also I wanted to make more of them because they are essentially making us free XP, just while the factory's running, it's making us free XP, because when the Jupiter is made, it goes into this knowledge altar and gets us XP. I do have a little storage box, so it will take every other Jupiter and put it in the storage box so I can sell them in the sales floor. And they sell for 30 silver each. That's 30,000 copper coins. All right. And so I was like, all right, it's buckets of money and tons of free XP. Like, why wouldn't I want to make more of these? Instead of just making, like, however many I'm making, like 0.1 a minute or whatever, why don't I try and double it or triple it and make more of them? So I started redesigning some of this, and I wanted it to be completely self-sufficient, so it's not pulling any wood off of the rail here. Because I was having issues with the rail getting backed up or not feeding enough wood into the line, and so I wanted to revisit that. I don't know, I didn't show this, but I reworked the gloom spores a little bit as well. They're going into a dispatch portal where you can sell them for wholesale money, and it just basically is selling those automatically in this dispatch portal and getting me coins. And so every once in a while I'll come by and check this, grab the coins, put it on the belt down below. But the main thing I wanted to focus on today was getting this Jupiter line a second or a third one. So starting with the wood, I wanted it to be self-sufficient. These are the pulleys right here. I just basically copied our pulley blueprint from back here, copied it, pasted it over here, and we're feeding it wood from its own source, so it doesn't have to rely on the rail at all. It's not going to get backed up at all. It's going to stay with wood constantly. In fact, these storage boxes are already filling up. I redesigned the small gears right here. Because, like I said, it was making 120 a minute, and I just stacked them on top of each other. So it's technically capable of producing 100 or 240 a minute at the base speed. We're way beyond that now with our belt speed manufacturing. So I wanted to redesign that, and I'm kind of in the middle of working on that right here. So this should be 8 of them instead of 6. 6 makes 120, 8 makes 180. 180 is what we need, the number. It's actually 1,800, but we're doing it in a factor of 10. So now I just need, let's see, I've got the wood. So this is our stacks of wood that's going to feed directly into the shaper. This is going to be our pulleys that's going to feed directly into the shaper. And this is not the final placement of the shaper. I just placed it so that I remember where everything needs to go. And then we just need to make 180 gears a minute to feed into this shaper. We'll probably put this shaper probably something like right here. I'm trying to think how I want this to go. I'm going to take 2 lines out of this, and I want it to feed directly in, like that. I'm going to take the wood out in 2 lines and feed it directly in. This one needs to go. Alright, that's that. Because who doesn't want a little free XP and lots of money, right? That's the 2 basic resources in this game, money and XP. So this totally changes the way I think about, you know, our experience now, gaining XP points. So now we want 3 belts coming out of this. We're going to have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to have 8 lines. 8 doesn't go into 3 very well, but we'll come up with something here. I just want to put down some belts so I know where everything is coming from. Like that, that. All right, so we'll probably do, we need 3 lines. 8 doesn't go into 3. 2, 2, 2 would give me 4 lines. If I do, that would drop it into 4 lines. So that halves it. That makes it a little easier to work with. And I'll probably just... Oh, I could take... If I merge these 2 lines into 1, that gives me 2 lines. Merge these 2 into 1. Okay, so that now that we have 2 lines, we need to actually make that 3. So if I combine them, if I join them both there and then merge them at the end, it won't be the best way of doing this, but it's how I'm going to do it. So now we need grinders. And if my memory serves me right, the grinders produce 10 a minute. They take wood in at 10 and produce 10 large gears. And so I'll need to do something like this. So each one can feed 2. Each grinder can feed 2 processors. This is a total revamp of this recipe because it was not efficient. So I'm going back and reworking it because once I sat down and looked at all the numbers, it was not mathing out, and I didn't like it. So, and I suppose we could make this stackable if we really wanted to. You know, just wall all this off. Put some blocks in there. Something like this. And you could make this stackable, put some lab stands on top of this. Like, let's see, lab stand it up. And hit T to make it taller. And we go across the top of these. Yeah, you could definitely make this stackable if you really wanted to. I don't know that I need to. I will probably see if I could... Ooh. No, it's not going to be big. It's not going to be small enough to stack on top of this, unfortunately. It would be neat to be able to stack it on top of something else. Anyways, I need to figure out how much wood needs to go into this now. And I think these produce... Oh, you know what? I think I've got too much wood right here. These produce... I was thinking these produce 20 a minute, but they produce 30 a minute at base speed. So that's actually 90 and 90. That's more wood than I need. Oops. I didn't need that to be that tall. I only needed 2 and 2. I did my math wrong. Okay, well, that's fine. It's fine. It'll just be a little extra wood. We are wasting a little bit of coin that way, but not enough to make it any difference, any significant difference, because these wood logs only cost 200 copper a piece, so they're really cheap. So we need... These take 10 a piece, so that's... Is that really 2 table saws to feed this? Is that right? I think that's right. So 1 table saw and 1 table saw, and we'll go like that, feed it over to that one. Because if each one makes 30, it's actually more than enough. If a table saw produces 30 at base speed, let me just look at like my speeds now. Yes, so we're doubling, we have double, if we hit, right here, our conveyor speed is 120, our production speed is 200%, so we're producing double. So essentially at the base speed, I would look at this number and half it, so it'd be 30. So we don't have to worry about that anymore, figuring out the base speed. We just take our speed now. Let me get a couple of logs. Can I just grab some off of this line? I'll just grab them like that, toss them in here, just so we can double check the numbers on our grinders and make sure this is correct. So we're getting 20 planks in, 20 gears come out, and 20 gears feeds 2 of these because they take 10, and we're going to get 30 apiece, so 30, which is actually 15 at the base speed, so that's... Oh, wait. Is that right? That's 30 and... I'm sorry, 15 and 15 is 30, 60, 90. That's 120. We need 180. So yes, we do need to stack this. Let's go ahead and do that. That means we need what? If that's making 120 and we want 180 out of this. Let me think of the math on that. Is it really that simple? I just add 2 more? Do I need to add 2 more? I need to add 4 more. I need to add 4 more. Okay, so to add 4 more, we'll just stack it on top of it. Take these up. This may... actually, let's hit T to reverse the side of these. Like that. And we're going to stack this all up. I want it to be a nice, compact little build here. So we're going to wood over that. Or block over that, I guess I should say. It will mean we're going to need... Oh, do we need more table saws? Because each grinder's producing... these can produce 30, so each one can handle 3 grinders. So no, I do not need... I will add 1 more table saw. Let's just add 1 more. And I need to tighten these up a bit. Let's see if we can do it like that. And like that. And we'll take this one up to feed these. So let's pay it out. Let's go up to the height we need. Oops. So that means I need to redo this belt right here to be like that. Just want to make sure that's right. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Now we need to raise this one up. I'm just going to take it from right here. And we can feed... I'm going to try and feed 4 grinders in this. Is that right? Is that mathing out right? Now we can only feed 3. So we need part of this to go out into the other ones. I need to rework this. Hang on a minute. The math isn't mathing. I need to rework this. Okay, this is what we need. I've got it all figured out now. I need 1 more belt to come out, and I want it to go to... Where do we want this last belt to go? It doesn't really matter. Oh, I need to get this one up first. Let's see. 2, 3 belts right there. Feed that one in. So this is... Each one of these is going to produce... It's actually going to make a little bit more wood than we need for this, but that's fine. Each table saw can feed 3 processors, or 3 grinders. So, oh, I need to put grinders up here. I forgot about the grinders. I need a grinder there and a grinder there. Like that. All right, and then I need a grinder for each one of these. I'll just grind them right before and run my belt to there and to there. So I need to get the top belt into these 2 grinders. This is going to be a little tricky here. How do we want to do this so that it's somewhat decent? I think I'm going to come down across here, feed it up, and then over. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we want to go lab stand and block it up. We want to lift to take it down to the floor right here. We want it to pay out at the bottom. I actually don't need it to go all the way to the floor, do I? No, I don't. No, I don't. Let's see. What if we did it to right there? So that means I need a lab stand over these. And let's cover this up with blocks. A little something like that. Ought to work just fine. We want to pay out at the bottom. Come from the top. Take our conveyor belt over to there. And our conveyor belt from here out to that one. And then we need it to go into that one as well. So Lab stand up to there. Snap that conveyor belt into there. There we go. Now, we need to feed that with logs. So we need a portal, purchasing portal for wood. Copy that. Oh, I don't have enough sigil stones. Essentially, we should be able to copy and paste this new machine, this new blueprint. Or it's actually a combination of a couple of blueprints. But we should be able to copy this whole thing and really ramp up our Jupiter production. I'd like to get a lot more Jupiter going, at least 2. I want a third one. When I get done with this one, I'm going to copy it and paste it and do a third one. I don't care. It's making us tons of money. There's no way this is costing us money. Like, wood logs cost 200 copper a piece. There's no way I'm spending 30,000 copper on wood to make these. They got to be making me a fortune on these. So let's do a purchasing portal. I don't have that one connected currently because haven't belted everything in. Let me think about how I want this. Let's see. The wood is worth less than our coins, so I want this as close to our rail as possible. I really don't need the fertilizer to come any further, I don't think. Well, what the heck. Just in case we ever need it, let's run the fertilizer out to here as well. And then we'll run our belts across for our coins. I'm not using the second rail for the wood. I don't need the wood to come down. It's slow enough as it is. Alright, so we'll take the coins down to one past it. And we'll feed it. Oh no, I'm out of wood. Oh, I'm out of wood. Wow. Okay, that's fine. I've got excess. I've been storing a little extra back here just to make sure this machine doesn't back up. Because I was having issues with things getting backed up back here. It's been a headache trying to use that rail. And it's just because the belt speed isn't sufficient. Oh, end of day 115. Did we sell? Oh, we did sell that relic today, I think. So we should have got 30. Yeah, look, 30 silver coins for that Jupiter relic. That's amazing how much money that makes. Plus, our dispatch portals are making us nice money, too. Look, we made 198 silver off of selling our extra gloom spores because our what are these potions called? Oh my gosh, I just went completely blank. Transformation potions are full, and so I've been routing the excess gloom spores in here so that our mushrooms don't stop, so that our wood doesn't stop, right? I didn't want the wood and the mushrooms to stop, so I wanted to keep that going. So whenever this box fills up, and I should probably just grab a couple stacks, take them downstairs and sell them, I didn't want any of those machines to stop. So look, here's our dispatch portal with our extra coins. That's just selling. It's like a wholesale thing. You can do it with bandages, and then with these, they have a purchase contract you unlock by selling X number of bandages a day, and then you unlock gloom spores, and I assume I'll unlock another one eventually. But let's finish this up. Quit yapping, Jimmy. Let's finish this up. Let's focus for a minute. So we want a conveyor belt to feed that in with logs. I don't want it to snap just yet. I just want to figure everything else out. We'll take a belt up from here. And then we'll take a belt from here. Rotate it like that. Right there. Alright, we want to belt that in like that. Lab stand. And block it. Up, belt that one. Lab stand. All the way up to the top. Like that. Very good. Now we just need coins to come into this. From right there. And that's going to buy our logs, feed this machine. I think we're done. I think we're done. Let's belt this in, and oh, we just need to figure out this last little belting here. So that feeds like that. You know what? I got a comment that said that these tunnel conveyors work through pillars. And they do. But only in one There it is. That's what I want. That's cool. Into there. That one feeds into that. And then we'll just combine these two lines at the end, something like this. Because we are getting 180 per minute coming down, coming out of this machine. We just need to feed it. We don't really even need the third line. You know what? I'm going to try it without it. Delete those. Let's do that and that. I don't think, because our belt speed is 120 a minute, so we can pull 120. We're only making 90. So yeah, there's no need for a third line. Yeah, there's no need for a third line. So now this should be making the pulleys quicker, slightly faster than this one. I am going to want a little small chest to catch any extras. I'll just put it right here. We could probably use like a priority splitter, but I don't really see the need for that. And now this build is significantly tighter and cleaner than the other one. It's not really... Yeah, because we got this one spaced out. I could probably cram these machines a lot closer together on this build. I should probably revisit that. And now we're just going to copy all this and do it again. Okay, last machine. I'm copying it right now. Let's see. Let's go to right here is where we need to copy from. Nope. One square over. Yep, that's what I want. I want to copy all of this. Make sure that's correct. Yep, and I've just got them sandwiched right up against each other to make sure I had space to fit along this wall right here. I can bring this one out a little bit to, let's say, about right here. Oh, I don't have enough wood? Oh, I'm like 10 wood short. Okay, well, I've got plenty of it back here. Let me grab a little bit. Just grab a stack. Hit B, hit R to go to our last recipe. And let's just bring it, I want to watch the belts here so I don't collide into any of them. Let's just bring the outputs to be about even, about like that. We do need a purchasing portal. I do have a sigil stone. That's good, that's good, that's good. So we need to feed this in right back here. But we want it, it's wood, so we want it way back here up close to the rail. Feed that into there. One input. I've got a couple of logs actually in my inventory, so I'll get rid of those. I need seeds. Oh, crap. I forgot seeds for the nursery. We're not going to make any flax without seeds, so I need 2 flax seeds. Grab 2 of those. And this day is almost done. At the end of day 20 here, almost to the end. Let's add... No, not sage. Did I grab the wrong seed? Oh, there we go. I've got sage in my inventory. I want flax in that. I want flax in this one. And now we need to feed it some fertilizer. I think our fertilizer is still holding strong, so I'm going to keep feeding it, things off of it. Let's run this belt. We need it to go all the way out, right? And then another one for our coins. I'm out of nails, I just saw. We need a belt to come like that to feed that machine. This machine's being fed. It needs to connect the wood from this to there and this to there. And now I just need to copy that. Put it down. I don't know. Oh, I need nails. Let me go grab some nails. We're almost done. Almost done! Alright, connect these last couple rails here. That's going to be our... Oops, wrong way. Wrong way. Delete that quickly. I need that one to connect to... back one. This one needs to go to right here. This one needs to go right alongside it to there. Our pulleys will come out of this. We need one there, join them into one. Yeah, that's not what I wanted, but it'll work. Need to feed it into that. And then we need to feed, we'll do these the same way. Like this, connect them into one. Now we've got 4 lines. Then we need to merge down into 2 lines. And they need to feed directly in the machine. Look at that, I even measured correctly. Ha ha ha! Boom! There's our Jupiter. We've effectively tripled our Jupiter output today, guys. Tripled it! That's so cool. Alright, so that is that. Now, there is a diminishing returns on this. After a while, it's not going to make as much XP, or I guess I should say the cost of XP gets higher. Like, we need more XP to gain levels. Kind of how it works in most games. But for now, this is going to dramatically increase the amount of experience we're getting. Plus, we're going to have all these relics to sell down in our shop. I'm going to start selling these. So let's get to the end of the day. I'm going to see how many of these I get. I'm going to go stock the sales floor and see if we can make some money off this. All right, the end of day 117. I gained a level during this day. We sold a relic. So we had 2 relics go into making XP. We had 1 that we sold in the shop floor. Let's see how much money we made for the day. 365 silver is another 365,000 copper coins. So we made over 200, probably like close to 220,000 copper coins today. We are making more money than we can realistically spend now. Our piggy bank is getting full down here. My the line is filling up with coin, and it is staying full on these silver coins all the time now. I've got so much money, I'm just splitting half of it off every once in a while and tossing it in there. So the line is staying full, so we may need to start changing this to start feeding out 2 silver coins at a time. We're not quite there, but we are getting close. Also, we are, I mean, these relics, oh, we got a quest today too. Those are both pretty, ooh, that's a new one. Ooh, pocket watch. Cool, all right. A sample request for pocket watches, so I guess that's something. Oh, that'll be for our dispatch portal, so it's going to ask for those in a dispatch portal coming up soon. But anyways, after setting all this up, it is running. It's not quite running as fast as I'd like. What we're running into is that there's not quite enough advanced fertilizer making it all the way down here to this last one. So this machine shuts off every once in a while, and so it is not able to sustain its speed. So, to fix that, I'm making another advanced fertilizer machine. I'm in the middle of setting it down right here. Finally get to use this stackable table saw, so I'm just going to purchase rotten logs in here, feed it into the machine, and then we're going to pay out all of our wood here. This does mean we're going to have a little bit of excess wood because I do have a new charcoal furnace for this to fuel it all. Instead of fueling it off straight off the planks, I'm going to fuel this one off of charcoal powder. And I was just in the middle of setting this up when the day ended. I just got to kind of finish my belts here, route my mushrooms into right here. Anyway, set all this up, feed these advanced fertilizer into this line to make sure that it all stays full. I'm going to keep working on this off camera, guys. That's going to wrap up this episode. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss a future episode. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.